Last week, we shared with you a brand new process for overseeding your lawn. And this week, you have inundated us with additional questions about that process. So folks, you've got the questions. We've got the answers coming up on this week's episode of Garden Sense. Hey everybody, I'm Tim Ward and welcome back to Garden Sense. Well, folks, I wasn't joking with that opening that my inbox has been flooded with additional questions about the overseeding process. So, because there are still some questions, there's still some uncertainty, we've actually selected 5 questions that we want to share here today, specifically relating to the process we outlined last week. So, buckle up everybody, let's jump right in. Question number 1 is from Phil. Tim, can I use the Wilt-Proof and Image mixture to spot spray on weeds all year long? So the mixture of 1 gallon of water with 4 ounces of Image all-in-one weed killer and 1 ounce of Wilt-Proof can be used at any time throughout the season to kill weeds. It's not just applicable to the overseeding process. However, it's incredibly valuable to the overseeding process because it allows you to put down that seed so much quicker. What happens is the Image weed killer will actually stick to the weeds because of the Wilt-Proof. And what that means is that weed killer actually doesn't get down into the soil. If you didn't use that mixture and you just cast your seed down, you wouldn't be able to do that for 4 weeks after using the Image all-in-one weed killer. If you did it in between that time, there's a very good chance you're actually going to kill the grass seed. So again, it's highly applicable to the overseeding process, but you do not need to only use it. In fact, this is something that I would like to use in my own lawns moving forward because it just makes it that much more efficient. So make the mixture, spray down your entire yard in the spring or the summer, wherever you're going to need that weed killer to take out some weeds, you can absolutely use that mixture. The next question is from Greg. Tim, with the new overseeding process, if we are on a well and don't want to water every day, can we still use most of this process? So, grass seed needs water to begin to sprout and to properly germinate and to really come in healthy and vibrant and strong. So, any process that you use to overseed your grass doesn't eliminate the need of the seed to have adequate amount of water. Now, you may not need to water that much if you guys get some seasonal rain and maybe some really heavy rain that's actually going to cause that ground to be wet, for a while. You may be just fine, but again, it's not so much the process that determines how much water you use, it's actually the seed itself. And grass seed needs a lot of water to properly germinate and to come up, and you usually need to do that every single day for the first 2 or 3 weeks. So again, watch the weather. If you get a really good soaking one day from heavy rain, you may not need to water the next day. But again, it's really not dependent on the process that you use for overseeding. It's the requirements of the seed itself. The third question is from Nathan. Tim, I enjoyed your video, your new technique for overseeding this fall. Will top dressing trouble areas improve those weak areas? So if you have areas of your lawn where the grass just hasn't come in well, or maybe some rather large bare spots, top dressing those areas makes a lot of sense. And what I would actually do is I'd also make sure that you cover those areas with Easy Straw, because with the new process that we're talking about now, the idea is that the grass clippings, when you scalp your lawn, are creating that protective barrier that you would typically use straw for. However, if there are parts of your grass that just aren't coming up as well and they traditionally haven't, scalping that area may not produce enough of the clippings to adequately protect the seed. And so in that case, I would absolutely recommend doing a little bit of top dressing on those areas and then making sure you cover that area with Easy Straw just to be safe. The fourth question is from Bob. Good day, Tim. Thank you for the great piece on overseeding, and just wanted to confirm scalping would mean one's lowest deck setting. Also, can the clippings be mulched or strictly discharged? So scalping usually means cutting the grass to a point where it's only 1 inch to 1/2 inch tall. And in a lot of cases, yes, that's going to be your mower's lowest setting. So dropping it down as low as it will go is really, let's be honest, the lowest you can go. So that's absolutely where I would start. Now, in terms of whether you mulch it or you discharge it, I'll be honest with you, I think discharging it is the best option. And the reason for that is, again, it's not mulched. So when you cut it, there's a good chance that the blades of grass that you've cut are going to be a lot longer. And that's probably going to provide a little bit better coverage than if you mulch it up. In addition, it's also a lot less work if you just discharge it as opposed to mulching it yourself and then having to manually spread it. So if it were me, I would go ahead and discharge it. And again, it should provide enough protection for that new seed that you're putting down. The final question for today is from John. Hi, Tim. What is the coverage of a 50-pound bag of turf-type tall fescue? So the application rate of Baron Brug's Turf Saver RTF is 8 to 10 pounds per 1,000 square feet. So again, with a 50-pound bag, you're talking that this could cover at a minimum 5,000 square feet, or if you're closer to that 8 pounds per 1,000 square feet, you're looking at coverage of around 6,250 feet. So you've got a nice range. So a 50-pound bag is going to cover anywhere between 5,000 square feet or 6,250 square feet. All right, everybody, just a couple final thoughts here before we end this week's video podcast. Folks, thank you so much for all of the emails that we got this past week on the overseeding process. All of you seem to really like this new process that we've, kind of tossed out there to you, and it generated a lot of back and forth between us, and we absolutely love that. It seemed a number of you were very, very excited about trying this process, and I would love to hear directly from you in terms of the results. So make sure that when you start this process, let me know if you run into any hiccups, if you have any questions, and obviously, we'd love to see some pictures from you in terms of just how great your lawn looks after completing this process. Now, something really, really important I want to share with you right now is that going on right now, in fact, it starts today, is our annual fall feeding frenzy. So folks, we've been doing this for a number of years, and this is a special 3-bag promotion of Turf Trust brand fertilizers. It applies to the 5M or the 10M size, and it works for both the maintenance as well as the starter formula. So head over to rosensonline.com right now and check out the fall feeding frenzy. You get 3 bags for a great price, free shipping, and if you're going to be overseeding this fall, this is a great time to buy it because you're going to want to buy enough for not only your 3rd feeding, which we recommend right around Labor Day, but also your 4th feeding. So again, stock up right now while you can. Folks, we really appreciate, again, all that feedback that we got from you. It really does mean a lot. Now, if you would like to send us a question, whether it's to use it on a video podcast or if you just need some help and you need a quick answer, make sure you send an email directly to me at tim@rosensonline.com, and I promise that if I receive it, I'll get back to you as quickly as I can. Folks, I hope that you have an amazing rest of the week. God bless.